I said it. Men and women who are married or are still to get married. This is an honest advice from a place of love. Reduce the way you attach yourself to your mom or to your dad. I didn't say reduce taking care of. I didn't say reduce being with them, but reduce the way you attach yourself to them, your mom and your dad. You will agree with me that when growing up, you look up to your parents as role models. You confide in them. Some you get to share a lot with them. And you build that bond and relationship. So what happens is when you're getting married to another person, be it a wife or a husband, your attachment towards them can be impacted. Because before you were focusing the attachment just to them. And now you want to divide the attachment now to your husband or to your wife. And that's to cause an issue. An issue to some parents who do not understand that right now your attachment has to be divided. Right now, the way they used to call you and say, see me tomorrow morning. There's the possibility that they can say call and say, see me tomorrow morning. And you say, is it possible that we meet in the afternoon, Dad? Is it possible that we meet in the evening, Dad? Because there's another person in your life that also needs your attention, and his attention can impact your decision. So for your marriage to be successful, you have to reduce that attachment that you had with your parents. Reduce that attachment and try to divide it, spread it, so that each side is a little bit balanced, or to an extent they feel happy. So parents, they will understand. They will say, oh, now he's married, now I can understand. Some will say, oh, now she's married, I now understand what she's going through. But some will be very jealous. They will feel like you're ripping them off, especially a mom who is so attached to the son. You will say, oh, my son used to do this for me, my son used to do this, my son used to. I've seen situations where the mom of the guy go diabolical because they don't like, they feel like the guy is focusing all the love to the wife. Even though when they accompanied them to go for the wedding, they participated in everything and they knew that they were getting married. But this mom has not let go, has not understand the fact that now your son is married. His attention is going to be divided. It's not that your son doesn't love you anymore. Your son still loves you very, very much. But there is now another person in his life that he also has to show love, which is the wife. And when you have to do that, your attention is a little bit divided. Or maybe the son used to come and confine everything, discuss with her, and she put her input before the son makes decision. But during this time, the son now have a partner that they can discuss things together. They can make decisions together. So the son will not be coming to mom like he used to come before. And the mom or the dad, without having that understanding, will start to get jealous. They will be fighting on the attention, fighting for the love. And when they start fighting, what happens? There's a cold war. The guy cannot even, or the woman can't function well in their own marriage. You're always placed in a situation where you have to choose, should I choose my mom? Should I choose my dad? Should I choose my wife? Who is right? who is wrong. There's never a right or wrong. You just have to prioritize. You just have to regulate so this person know, yeah, I love you, but this is where you are. Yeah, I love you. I will come to you later. Just give me a day or two. Just give me 5 hours. I will be there. It's not hatred. It's not that you don't love your mom or dad. It's just that you are now married. Understand the fact that you are now married and you want to keep your home. You stop the confinement that you used to go and confide to your mom or your dad. I am not saying, hey, how are you from India? Hi, Benedict. I'm not saying that your dad may be wrong, your mom, they are never wrong. Remember this, it's different eras. And their advice at times may be biased. Because they love you so very much, they will see the other person's child as an outsider. And they will feel like their son or their daughter is not being treated well. You know, when you come into a place, you always want to try to defend your own. It's just normal. It's not like, it's how you feel. It's how you want to come across, right? Even when it's your son that's wrong, or it's your daughter that didn't behave well, but no, you want to protect your own. That is the human instinct. But you forgot that you blessed that marriage. The marriage was blessed. The marriage was put together. And these people have to move on with their lives. Give them a little break and come in when needed. Mom and dad, accommodate their flaws. Don't always rush there to give advice. Don't give advice when not asked. At times, as a couple, they have to start and make mistakes before they can understand each other more. And it's only when they make these mistakes and figure them by themselves that they can love and grow in their relationship. But in every least mistake, your son has rushed to you and reported to you. Every instant simple conflict, your daughter has rushed to you and has reported to you. Guess what's going to happen? You're going to jump in. Why did you do this to my son? I love my son very much. If you didn't love my son, why did you marry him? Like, seriously? What if the other person's mom or dad also comes in? Why did you do this to my daughter? I love my daughter so very much. If I knew this is what you were going to be doing to her, I wouldn't have accepted the marriage. It's going to be a cold war. When the two are together, please, stop being mama's girl. Stop being daddy's boy. Stop being mama's son. Stop being reduced. Impossible. Cut it. Cut it. Rushing to report. Rushing to share your plans. Rushing to say, oh, me and my wife were discussing this. I was of the opinion that we do this, but my wife was of the opinion. You are exposing your relationship outside. Remember, it was the two of you who stood together and said, till death do us pass, I love you. But when you start rushing, mama, please, daddy, please, I want to go spend time with your mom. I want to go spend. And most of the time when you marry, let your mom know, let your dad know, let everybody know. Now I'm focusing on how I can build my marriage. It's not that I don't love you, mom and dad. I love you. But most of the things that we used to talk together, discuss together, that is going to reduce. Because I have another person now who I'm going to be focusing with. It's not a competition. It has to be just an understanding. You will agree with me that if all these parameters, boundaries are set, and you follow them accordingly, your marriage is going to excel. You tell them just what they need to know. You don't need to narrate. If you have a crisis, you rush. Oh, we fought. He gave me a spank. He did this. He said this. And then when you guys fix it, What do you think? The guy is still seeing your husband as a bad person, even when you guys have reconciled. The parents are still seeing your wife as a bad woman, even when you both reconcile. And maybe there was more to it. And you know, when you're relating to somebody, you always want to say the things that you did right. Did you also say the things that you did wrong? You were only saying that she was so nagging because she thinks I should let her know if I'm coming late. Did you tell your parents? Did you tell them what time you came late? And your parents, because they bias, because you are a man, you have to come back to your home at any time you like. They have to make the decision to tell her or not. See the advice that they gave you, that you're a man, you make a decision, what time and how. It's all about you. But this is a different era. Every marriage is different. Maybe you and your wife have the relationship where you always share. Oh, honey, just so you know, I was to come back at this time, but I'm held down at this place. I will let you know, I'll update you as things are going, but I will make sure I'm back home at this time. But when the time is getting late and you're not, just so you know, I'm on the way, but there's a lot of traffic. Expect me around this time. I am on my way. You update your spouse. But when you went to your mom or you went to your dad, what did your dad say? Your dad said, oh, you are a man, you don't have to update anybody because you control your house. Now you see where you are. If you didn't go and do just what you think is right, what works for your relationship is going to be fine. But when you go and say that, guess what? Your parents are saying, oh my goodness, that woman is controlling. Her own is too much. She wants my son to be an errand boy for her. You see that? You open the window, you open the door, so they could know everything that happens in your home and get to call the shot and make the decision. And guess what? When they start saying that, you know what they say next? If I knew that's how this girl was, I wouldn't have accepted the marriage. If I knew that's how this boy was, I wouldn't have accepted my only daughter to marry this guy. You see now? Whereas if you had covered it and you both fix it as you have always been, there will be no third party. Some men, they will sleep with their husband in their room and talk about their plan. The next day, they sleep again, the plan changes. Guess what happened? The guy went and called mom and dad and shared everything. And guess what? Dad said, no, that's not a good idea. And what's happened? He has to change. Or the other side, the woman does the same. Are you running your home as to how you want it to be run? Or you're running your home for your parents because you have a lot of attachment to? You still provide for your parents if you have to. You still care for your parents if they have. You still create time to visit them if you have to. But let them have an understanding that now you have a family. Now I am married. Now your resources are kind of spreaded to many mouths, to many people. That inclusive your time, that inclusive your energy, that inclusive the discussion, the one-on-one time. If you and your mom were having a one-on-one time once every week, push it to once every month. Once every month and say, Mom, look, with me marrying, we have these things, we have things that we do together. A lot has been on me or on us. And for us to grow, instead of us meeting like we always meet once a week, we will move it to once a month. And when it starts to be challenging, you start moving to once in 2 months. When it starts being a little bit more challenging, you move it to once in 3 months. But that does not mean you wouldn't call them to check on how they are doing. That does not mean if they are sick and need your help, you wouldn't run over to them. You wouldn't support if you have to. That does not mean that you will stop caring for them. What it only means is that the lot of things that you both were doing together cannot reduce because you have another person to attend to. The lot of communication that you both were communicating together, and the process of you always talking something, planning something with her, running it through her, through him, before making that decision has to be eliminated. Once in a while, you can just talk if you're discussing and just ask. Whereas you already know what your decision is. You're just being careful. You're just being like focused and wanting to do the right thing. If we do all of this, reducing the attachment, please, doesn't mean don't care for your mom. Doesn't mean that you don't provide if you have to provide. Doesn't mean that you don't come to be the caregiver or provide a caregiver when there's need for it. That means you have to know you have a wife, that you're running a home together. You have to know you have a husband, that you guys are running a home together. And for this home to be firm and strong and grow, there have to be some boundaries. And you both have to sit down and make the boundaries. Because if you are doing A and the other person is doing B, there's no way it's gonna work. If you say don't say, and then the other person goes say, it doesn't work. Try it and you will tell me if it works for you. So you are on a team. And for that team to work well, you have to be good team members. And the team to work well, we have to, or you have to have rules that govern that team. Yes, in that team, there's a captain. In that ship, there's a captain. In that plane, there's a pilot. In that palace, there's a king. The king and the queen. Nobody's position is disputed, but we just want to make sure we make good decisions. We just want to make sure that the love you were given, the attachment you were given to those people, to your parents, because they love you so much. They sacrificed a lot to you. They paid your school fees. Your mom had you in her tummy for 9 months, took care of you, sponsored you to school, did not taught you to be a responsible adult, taught you all the independent skills, and your dad was there supporting, providing you with the man skills, the skills to navigate life. They are very important. Never you get me wrong. Your parents are very important. It is love for you to mind the kind of attachment you are having with them. Because the attachment can help build you, or that attachment can help destroy you. You have the knife and the yam. It's how you cut your yam that makes it better for you. I hope this was helpful. It was just a quick talk that came to my mind, my thoughts. I'm like, oh my goodness, this has been happening and people have not been understanding. At times, there are a lot of conflict in your marriage and you don't know where it all started. But when you look at the root cause, you realize it's because you went and told somebody. The somebody went and told your parent, or you went and told your parent. You went and told your mom, and your mom told your dad, and your dad called and said, I did not take care of my sister or my daughter for you to come and be maltreating her. And before you know, there's a conflict. And before you know, your marriage is shaky. That man that you've loved and cherished, you've opened the window for the devil to come in and destroy that you have been building with your own mouth. with just a phone call. That phone call that you would have turned it to say, hello, I just called to check how you guys are doing. You call it to say, oh, me and my husband were quarreling with this and this and this. Mom, I want to hear your input. Dad, tell me if I went wrong or right. Will your dad say went or right? They always rush to protect you, and they are biased in their decision. Sorry I say this. 50% are biased in their decision, and they mislead. At times, it's not their intention. At times, they are comparing it to their own era. And knows it varies from person to person, and it varies from time to time. What worked for you 10 years ago wouldn't work for others today. What went right, what decision you made that time and went successful, it won't be the same today. That's why we really have to be very mindful when we make these decisions, because it affects our life. So anybody watching this too, who is a or is a parent and intends to have kids and intend to be a grandma or a mother-in-law, a father-in-law, please limit the way you invade into the relationship of your son or your daughter. Yes, your position is there, but you also have to be mindful how you get involved in their discussions or in their decisions. You don't want to be the one tomorrow that they'll be pointing fingers to you. It was grandma's decision. It was granddad's decision. If we didn't tell her, I've been following to her advice and see where it's landed me. No. Let them be the one to say, we made poor decisions. We learned from our mistakes. What we would do next time? How will we do it next time so we don't get this problem? It's a learning. Give them the opportunity to learn, make mistakes. It's only when you make mistakes that you grow. If you don't have that opportunity to make mistakes, I tell you, you will not be able to grow. Please don't forget to like and share, comment. If this was helpful to you, your comments are welcome, and discuss any topic you want us to talk about. Thank you for watching, and take care of yourself. It's your girl Mira Gist TV, who is always here to talk about relationship happenings, positivity, building yourself, self-care, you name the things that we get to talk about. And thank you for watching. I have to go now. You can watch what we've talked about later, and see you in my next video. Bye-bye.